The ranch is quiet, but not peaceful. Shadows stretch across the fields, carrying whispers of a love that seemed unshakable. Amy Fleming has faced loss before, but this time it's different. This time, the wound doesn't come from fate. It comes from choice. And with Nathan walking away, the heart of Heartland is about to be tested like never before. Season 19 of Heartland opens with a mixture of hope and heartbreak. Fans have waited months to see where Amy's path would lead, and the very first episode wastes no time pulling us straight into her world. The familiar landscapes of the ranch, rolling hills, the sound of horses galloping freely, the warm glow of the barn lights are still here. But beneath that comforting surface, something feels unsettled. The people we know and love are carrying more weight than ever, and Amy finds herself standing at the center of it all. For years, Amy's strength has been rooted in the ranch, her daughter, and the family that never let her down. This season begins by reminding us of those bonds. Jack offers his steady wisdom, Lou balances the chaos of life and responsibility, and Lisa continues to bring warmth to the home. Yet, even surrounded by support, Amy carries a quiet storm inside her. She has spent so much time healing horses, guiding others through their struggles, and holding the family together. But now, her own heart is the one breaking. The relationship between Amy and Nathan, once seen as a chance for new beginnings, takes a sharp turn in this episode. The trailer hints at their closeness, their connection, and the spark that gave Amy a reason to believe in love again. But almost as quickly as it bloomed, cracks begin to show. The questions are subtle at first: missed conversations, misunderstood feelings, choices that don't align. And then suddenly, the truth can no longer be ignored. Nathan is pulling away. The pain of this split isn't loud or explosive. It's quiet, almost haunting, the kind of heartbreak that seeps into everyday life. Amy's silence at the dinner table, the way her eyes drift when Nathan's name is mentioned, the way she throws herself into work with the horses, these small details speak louder than any argument could. Fans will notice how the episode captures this heartbreak not in fiery fights, but in the quiet moments where love simply slips away, and that's where the power of Heartland lies. This isn't just about a breakup. It's about the ripple it causes across the family, the ranch, and Amy's own journey of self-discovery. Season 19 promises to explore what it means to rebuild when something you counted on falls apart. For Amy, it's not just about losing Nathan, it's about finding out who she is without him, and what comes next when the heart has to heal once again. Love is never simple, not even in the wide-open fields of Heartland. For Amy and Nathan, what started as a story of hope now unfolds into one of heartbreak. Their relationship was never about sparks and glamour, it was about comfort, trust, and the idea that two people could build something steady out of life's storms. But as the first episode of Season 19 reveals, even the strongest promises can unravel when silence begins to take the place of words. The split does not come in a sudden explosion. It creeps in slowly. In the quiet ways couples begin to drift apart. Nathan misses family dinners, and Amy notices. His thoughts are somewhere else when she speaks, and she feels it. She asks questions, but his answers are shorter than before, almost hollow. The audience can see the distance forming, even before Amy admits it to herself. And that is what makes this moment hit so hard. It feels real. It feels like watching someone you love begin to walk away without ever saying goodbye. Nathan, too, struggles. He is not painted as the villain, nor does he intend to break Amy's heart. Instead, the show gives him layers: his own burdens, his own doubts, the feeling that his path is no longer in step with Amy's. For fans, this makes the split all the more heartbreaking. It's not about betrayal. It's about two lives that no longer align, no matter how much they wish they could. And then comes the scene, soft, quiet, yet unforgettable. Amy, standing in the barn, brushing down a horse, Nathan walking in with hesitation. The silence between them is heavier than words. She looks at him, searching his face for reassurance, but finds only uncertainty. The moment stretches out, fragile and breaking. Finally, Nathan admits what Amy already knows: he cannot stay. The words are simple, but they land like thunder. The pain is raw, but it isn't shown through shouting or anger. Instead, It's seen in Amy's stillness, in the way her hand falters as she strokes the horse's mane, and the tears she refuses to let fall in front of him. The audience feels every ounce of her heartbreak because it mirrors the quiet pain of real life, the kind that comes when love fades without cruelty. When letting go feels more brutal than holding on. This split will shape Amy in ways fans have never seen before. She has lost before her mother, Ty, and so many others, but Nathan's departure is different. It is not death, not tragedy, but choice, and that makes it harder to accept. The ranch is still standing, the family is still close, but Amy must face the truth. Nathan will not be by her side in the chapters to come. This moment sets the tone for the entire season. A season where Amy must balance heartbreak with hope, loss with resilience, endings with new beginnings. And as painful as this split is, it becomes the fire that pushes her forward, forcing her to discover strength in places she never thought to look. Heartland has always been about more than just one person. It is about family, how every triumph, every heartbreak, every moment of joy or sorrow ripples through the ranch like wind across the fields. Amy and Nathan's breakup doesn't stay between them. It becomes a weight carried by everyone at Heartland. Jack, the rock of the family, sees the storm coming before Amy even speaks about it. His years of wisdom have taught him that silence often tells the loudest story. He notices the way Amy avoids eye contact, how her laughter doesn't quite reach her eyes. And though Jack has never been one to meddle, his quiet concern is unmistakable. He doesn't try to fix what cannot be fixed, but he offers the kind of steady support only he can. A simple reminder that family is stronger than heartbreak, that even when love fades, home remains. Lou reacts differently. For her, Nathan's exit feels personal, not just for Amy, but for the family unit. She worries about the weight Amy carries alone, about her sister balancing the demands of the ranch, her daughter, and now the pain of separation. Lou's instinct is to step in, to manage, to control what she cannot control. This creates tension. Her attempts to help sometimes feel like pressure, and Amy, still raw from the breakup, pulls back. The distance between the sisters becomes another storyline, showing how heartbreak doesn't just break hearts, it tests bonds. Even Lisa, with her warmth and gentle outlook, feels the ripple. She sees how loss has shaped Amy in the past, and she worries about what this new pain might harden in her. Lisa tries to create space for healing, offering comfort not through words but through presence, quiet cups of tea, soft moments in the kitchen, a shoulder to lean on. And then there's Lindy. To Amy's daughter, Nathan wasn't just a partner to her mother. He was another figure who brought laughter and kindness into her young life. The absence is confusing, a shadow she doesn't fully understand. Amy struggles most here, balancing her own grief while trying to protect her daughter's innocence. Every parent knows the difficulty of shielding their child from heartbreak, and Amy embodies that struggle in deeply human ways. The ranch itself becomes a symbol of this fractured balance. Chores are heavier, conversations at the dinner table shorter. The silence between family members speaks volumes. Yet, amid the sorrow, there's resilience. Heartland has faced storms before: death, loss, betrayal, and each time, the family has found its way back to each other. This split, painful as it is, becomes another test of that unity. What makes this season unique is not just the breakup itself, but how it forces everyone to confront their roles in Amy's healing. Jack, Lou, Lisa, Lindy, they all carry a piece of the weight. Some by offering love, some by clashing in their own ways, but all bound by the same truth. Heartland survives because its people stand together, even when they are falling apart inside. The heartbreak between Amy and Nathan isn't just their story, it becomes the family's story. And as fans will see, it lays the foundation for new conflicts, new growth, and new definitions of what it means to truly belong to Heartland. Heartland has always been more than a ranch, it's a place where struggles and triumphs walk side by side. And with Amy and Nathan's story closing one chapter, another begins. The future isn't just uncertain, it's uncharted. Season 19 makes it clear, this is not the end of Amy's journey, but the start of one of her most defining battles. Without Nathan, the weight of the ranch feels heavier than ever. The horses still need her healing touch, the fences still need fixing, The ranch work doesn't stop because hearts are breaking. Amy is forced to channel her pain into resilience, and for the first time in years, she must prove to herself that she can carry the load without leaning on a partner. Fans will see a different side of her, not the hopeful young woman, not the heartbroken widow, but a woman determined to carve out her strength in the face of yet another loss. But the challenges ahead aren't only about the ranch. A new face enters the picture, someone who could disrupt the balance of Heartland even further. The trailer hints at their arrival, sparking questions. Are they here to help or to create more division? Their presence will test not only Amy, but also the family's unity. Jack's trust, Lou's leadership, and even Lindy's innocence may be caught in the middle of what's to come. Financial struggles also loom. Running the ranch has never been easy, and with growing responsibilities and fewer hands to help, the weight of survival presses harder. This becomes more than just Amy's fight, it's the family's collective challenge. Heartland has weathered storms before, but this one feels different. Every decision carries greater stakes, and every misstep threatens the home they've built. Most of all, Season 19 teases the possibility of healing, not through another love story just yet, but through self-discovery. Amy's strength will be tested, her role as a mother will be deepened, and her ability to find joy amid sorrow will define the season. Fans will see her stumble, fall, and rise again, not because she wants to, but because she must. Heartland has always been about resilience, and Amy becomes the living proof of that legacy. The final moments of the trailer leave us with a haunting promise. Amy, standing at the edge of the ranch, gazing out at the horizon, her voice steady, her eyes determined, even as pain lingers in her heart. It's not just about survival, it's about transformation. Season 19 will not be defined by a breakup, but by what rises from it. Courage, family, and the undeniable spirit of Heartland. Heartland Season 19 is not just another chapter. The voiceover whispers. It is the beginning of a new story, one that will break hearts, heal wounds, and change everything you thought you knew. The dust may settle over Heartland, but the echoes of change refuse to fade. Season 19 does not end its first episode with answers, it begins with questions. Questions that linger, heavy and sharp, long after the screen fades to black. Amy's world has shifted. But the trailer makes one thing certain. This is not the end of her story, only the end of a chapter she thought would last forever. Her silence speaks louder than words, her resolve sharper than ever before. Yet deep inside, a storm still brews, because letting go of Nathan doesn't mean letting go of the dreams they shared. And that tension between memory and reality is what will drive her forward into uncharted territory. But Amy isn't the only one walking into the unknown. The family stands at a crossroads too. Lou's determination to hold everything together may clash with Amy's need for space. Jack's wisdom will be tested when even his steady advice cannot mend a wound carved by choice rather than fate. And Lindy, young and bright, will begin to ask the questions no one is ready to answer, questions about loss, about family, about why people sometimes walk away. The trailer ends with a haunting image. Amy, alone in the barn, the light from the lantern casting long shadows around her. A horse whinnies softly, as if sensing her pain. She closes her eyes, takes a long breath, and whispers not to Nathan, not to the family, but to herself, "I'll keep going." And then darkness. But in that darkness lies the promise of something bigger. Season 19 is not just about heartbreak. It's about resilience, rebirth, and the courage to face the unknown. It teases new challenges, new characters, and new struggles that will shape not just Amy, but the very spirit of Heartland. For every tear shed, there is the spark of hope. For every ending, there is the promise of a beginning. The closing line of the teaser pulls no punches. This season, Heartland will test every bond, challenge every choice, and change the Fleming family forever. The message is clear. Episode 1 is not just the start of another season. It is the dawn of a new era. A season of courage. A season of loss. A season where the Heartland family must rise or risk falling apart for good. When the credits roll, the story doesn't just live in the world of Heartland, it spills into ours. And that is where the real storm begins. Fans of Heartland have never been silent. And season 19's opening episode guarantees a wave of emotions unlike anything before. Already, whispers ripple through the fan community. Was Amy and Nathan's split inevitable? Or was it a choice the writers made to test the strength of the family? Some viewers believe Nathan was never meant to stay, that he was a lesson, not a forever. Others argue he and Amy deserved more time, that their bond had just begun to take root. These questions won't be answered in the first episode. But the speculation is part of what makes the Heartland universe feel alive. The fandom's emotional connection to Amy runs deeper than just another TV character. For over a decade, audiences have grown with her, cried with her, and celebrated with her. Every heartbreak she faces feels personal. Every victory a shared triumph. That is why this split feels so heavy. It isn't just Amy's pain. It's ours too. And as fans debate what comes next, the one thing they agree on is this: Amy's journey is far from over. But it's not just about Amy. The fan theories are already spilling beyond her story. Who is the new face hinted at in the trailer? Could they be a friend, a rival, or perhaps a shadow from the past? Some believe this character may play a role in the ranch's future, while others see them as the next challenge Amy must face head-on. Each clue, each subtle shot in the teaser, is being dissected frame by frame. In online discussions, Heartland has always thrived because of its community, both on screen and off. This season, that bond feels stronger than ever. Fans aren't just waiting to see what happens. They're preparing to feel it, to live it as though they're part of the Fleming family themselves. The split between Amy and Nathan has opened the door for the show to explore deeper themes of resilience, growth, and the kind of love that comes not from romance, but from family and self-discovery. And so, the storm beyond the screen begins not one of despair, but of anticipation. Every comment, every theory, every heartbeat of the fandom is building toward one moment: the premiere of Season 19, Episode 1. A premiere that will not just tell a story but ignite a conversation that stretches far beyond the borders of Heartland Ranch. The final voiceover drives it home. This isn't just a season. It's a journey we'll take together. And it starts now. Every story has a beginning. Every story has an ending. But the power of Heartland has always lived in the space between, the space where heartbreak meets healing, where loss becomes growth, and where the strength of family carries us through even the darkest nights. Season 19 stands as proof that the ranch is not just a place on a map. It is a living, breathing reminder that even when love fades, life continues. And in that continuation, new hope is born. The final trailer moments are crafted not just for drama, but for legacy. Amy, framed against the Alberta sky, her silhouette strong against the fading light, embodies everything the show has built for nearly 2 decades. She is not untouched by pain, she has known it too well. She is not shielded from loss, she has faced it time and time again. But what makes Amy Fleming unshakable is not that she avoids heartbreak. It's that she survives it, every single time. As the music swells, we see fragments. Jack closing the barn doors at dusk. Lou holding a letter with trembling hands. Lisa staring into the distance as if searching for answers. Lindy's laughter cuts through the silence, a spark of light in the shadows. And then, Amy once more, this time with her eyes open. Her expression no longer broken, but fierce. The voiceover lands with precision. Love may break, promises may fade, but courage will always rise again. This is the heartbeat of Heartland Season 19. Not a story of despair, but of survival. Not a story of endings, but of beginnings hidden inside endings. For fans who have walked this long road with Amy, Episode 1 will feel like standing at the edge of something new, something uncertain, something that could change everything. The screen cuts to black. One last message lingers in bold, unshakable words: Heartland Season 19, Episode 1. The story begins again, and with that, the trailer ends not with answers, but with a promise. A promise that whatever storms lie ahead, the family at Heartland Ranch will face them together. And for the fans who have waited, who have believed, and who have held on through every loss, that promise is enough to keep hearts beating until the premiere.